named after a flower too.
Next on the INC Giving Show.
Yes, said Mrs. Twinkle. My name.
There just isn't any way for them to be hugely successful in life without having some degree of literacy.
This is believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you.
Volunteers. Encourage people to volunteer. And we can always use volunteers.
You guys are welcome to come back and help anytime you want.
Good job.
Through partnerships with local libraries and after-school programs, and even readathons and puppet shows, volunteers of the project are taking education back to the basics.
A little goes a long way when we join together. It's more than enough when we show our love. It's alright to make a change. The future's not so far away. There's hope, there's light. If we open our eyes, this is our chance.
The love for reading is a gift. It's a gift shared simply by opening up a book, but it isn't always available to everyone. We'll first meet educators and volunteers from Vallejo, California, who are working together to bridge this gap and ensure more children are receiving this gift of literacy.
There's a saying that goes, it takes a village to raise a child. It's a saying that I saw firsthand when I joined others in reading to students at an elementary school in Vallejo, California.
13 letters. That's exactly half as many letters as...
When people come into the room and see all the work that teachers are doing and see how successful kids are and that it makes it easier to have that daily grind.
Corinne is a principal of Warlaw Elementary School. But more importantly, she's among the educators we met who are working hard to ensure each child receives a very important gift, the gift of literacy.
I hope you can tell the kids loved it.
Well, I mean, as simple as being able to read your prescription or put together the toy that you bought or understand how to play stuff, all of that kind of, that we do a lot that we don't realize how important it is to be able to accurately read something that's for your life skills.
Literacy is a skill that can empower each student in and out of the classroom.
Well, we all know the challenges of the world that our children are facing today. I mean, we can't even predict what jobs they're going to meet. And literacy just is key. There just isn't any way for them to be hugely successful in life without having some degree of literacy.
A need often overshadowed by the day-to-day struggles that these young individuals face.
And even if I felt bad and I stopped and I said, I didn't mean that, I'm sorry. It's kind of like
with the economy, a lot of parents have lost jobs. Sometimes parents are in and out of the home. Sometimes parents are having difficulty coping in general. And that creates a lot of emotional stress for them. Those kinds of things really impact a person's ability to learn.
So these educators are finding ways to help these students get every opportunity to learn.
At every grade level, we have one by invitation only, so we try to choose children who could read but maybe weren't reading, or could just use that little bit of extra support that would make them fluent and make reading a more pleasant thing. I mean, it's really nice. It's like you go in and you see these kids really engaged.
And in the effort to foster that love for reading, educators are seeing just how much involving the community could make a difference.
If we had volunteers who would commit, who would adopt a classroom, who would come in even once a week and encourage the kids and say, you know, I'm watching you, I care about you, how can I help? What a difference that would make.
It was the need that brought us to volunteer as part of the INC Giving Project's Reading for Your Future, an effort to foster literacy. We read books like Chrysanthemum and Leo the Late Bloomer, books that meant to not only share the love for reading, but to teach lessons, even to the youngest listeners.
Reading pretty much teaches you about life, about about cultures, it teaches you about the whole world if you really want to. And it also breaks down the barriers between generation gaps, and that's why I love reading.
And though we weren't educators, we understood just how important the gift of literacy was for these students.
It's very important for children to be literate because the way the world works, how we earn a livelihood, so it's very important to be literate.
It was just one morning of reading, but our hope was one with the educators at these schools. A hope that carries with it a promise of a bright future.
Coming up, we'll meet a teenage girl who's making her dreams, along with the dreams of many others in need, come true, one cupcake at a time. But first, let's see how a local program on the streets of San Francisco is helping mentor youth to reach their highest potential.
Every day after school, kids from San Francisco's Western Addition district enter the doors of a small building. They come with books, homework, and a lot of energy to spend a few hours in a program dedicated to keeping them off the street and reaching for a brighter tomorrow.
So what we provide is a safe place for them to be at. We help them with their homework. So when parents come home, hopefully they won't have to deal with all the pains of working with the kids at homework, getting dinner ready, getting the kids cleaned up, and then off to bed.
A big help to the working class families of these kids.
If they get home at 6 o'clock, to do all those things is really trying on families. So that's how we support the community.
From speaking with Rodney, it's clear that the program is one that's near to his heart.
To me, it's very satisfying just to be able to work and help community here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I live here myself.
Absolutely, so you see it.
My community as well.
You can take ownership of that.
Exactly.
A feeling of satisfaction that he hopes will move others to volunteer their time to help programs like this be successful.
The staffing here is a ratio of basically 1 to 20. So 1 adult to 20 kids. So volunteerism is huge for us at the YMCA. We have the staff, we have the infrastructure to do programs, but we need the volunteers to also help us out.
Absolutely.
It's not enough of us.
So we went there that day as volunteers. All 10 of us, not knowing exactly what we were going to help with, but just that we were all willing to help.
So how do you get 6 to turn into a 12?
And whether it was helping with homework, reading a book, or playing tag in the playground, the few moments gave us a glimpse of just how much programs like this could help communities.
These are only some kids in the community, but I know that there's a lot of kids that are home alone or, that are not really making good use of their time when they could be in a program like this and with, people like the coordinators of this program that really care about, what the future is going to be and the kind of things that they're learning even outside of the school environment.
A chance to pay it forward. To move a new generation of young adults to use their time for the benefit of others.
Hopefully the kids will one day look back at this day and remember that they were mentored by someone. Hopefully that they'll grow up and be able to come back to the YMCA or come back to their community and be able to help out the kids in that generation.
It's a hope that is shared not only by the volunteers of the INC Giving Project, but by Rodney, who began his career as a volunteer with the YMCA.
And people used to thank me and all the accolades. Oh, you volunteer all of this, you do this. And I always would respond back that I actually probably got more out of volunteering than you gave to me, because it made me change my own career. It made me appreciate what everyone else did in my own community. So I think volunteers get more out of it than you actually give.
Absolutely. I can 100% agree.
And I encourage people to volunteer.
Welcome back to INC Giving. Today, we've seen just how much power the written word has in shaping the future of today's youngest students. Learning their letters, learning the rhythm of words put together, and listening to stories, these 2- and 3-year-olds are already on their way to becoming readers. In Sacramento, California, volunteers of the INC Giving Project reached out to their community and friends by giving away free books and reading together to help emphasize the importance of literacy, especially at an early age.
I asked him why he shouldn't be here.
Through song, games, and reading activities, volunteers showed that it's never too early to start teaching literacy and reading, and that reading can be fun. The volunteers invited their neighbors around the chapel. It was the importance of literacy that motivated community members like Jasmine to attend.
I think children should start reading at an early age to prevent them from being out on the streets doing drugs and other things that they shouldn't be doing, because life is too short to do stupid things, you know?
Young Macy, an INC Giving volunteer, was so passionate about the topic, she invited one of the most important people in her life when it comes to reading.
About my teacher, Miss Trice.
Macy first brought Mrs. Trice to a Teacher Appreciation Day sponsored by the INC Giving Project earlier in the school year. Today, their relationship stepped out of the classroom and into the community to share their love for reading.
Well, literacy is extremely important. You can't even talk about how important it is because reading is everything. Children have to get the fundamentals when they're younger so that they go into the upper grades with confidence and that they know how to read.
It feels really good that she gets the opportunity to bring her teacher. She enjoys coming and showing off her teacher, and the teacher likes coming too.
Together with her parents and teacher, Macy is an example of the joys reading can bring when everyone, school, parent, and community, work together. The activity in Sacramento showed that in the right environment and with supportive adults and even peers, learning to read at an early age is important and fun.
Let's meet a few more volunteers who are learning a little bit about themselves in the process of mentoring others.
I tagged along with Aislinn and Christian, who are part of the group of INC Giving Youth volunteering with the San Francisco YMCA.
So, how are we feeling?
Good.
Excited. So what are we
Excited
going
to
do
give
today?
INC. We are going to do a community service at the YMCA Center in San Francisco. I believe we are going to be mentoring kids and hopefully do some recreational activities with them. So it'll be really fun. We're really looking forward to it.
We drove through the streets of San Francisco, and the anticipation of this new experience got us, well, a bit nervous, but hopeful for the potential it promised.
Doing little things to reach out to the community can really have a profound impact on them. It's like things that are intangible, like it'll help their self-esteem, it'll help them be more confident.
One by one, we filed out of the car and walked up to the building. And within minutes of meeting the young individuals, we were hooked.
The kids are really energetic, they're really enthusiastic, just have a lot of energy and really makes me cheerful.
From the staff that worked there to the very children we were tutoring, we felt how much being a part of a program would teach us more than the homework we were there to help them with. The couple of hours flew by quickly, and at the end of the day, we were tired, but re-energized from the experience of doing a little bit for the young residents of the community.
And these kids, like their parents work so hard, and sometimes they don't have enough time to help them. So I'm glad that we were given the chance to help them.
It was a first for many. But the opportunity left us with not just a feeling of satisfaction of having been able to do our small part, but the hunger and the desire to do more, to help those who need it most.
Yeah, I definitely see myself doing this more often because it's really a rewarding experience seeing how the kids love learning and how they really show their appreciation towards you when you take the time to help them out with their various school activities. Good job.
Good job.
We've seen time and time again that the best motivation to do good is passion. High school student Jessica took her love for helping others to find just the right ingredients to bake for a cause.
This could be the work of a long-established baker, a seasoned designer of popular sweets. But how about a 17-year-old high school senior with a heart bigger than any one cake could serve?
Jessie Cake's project became my idea first when my mom and I were bonding together in the kitchen.
Being diagnosed with diabetes, there's a lot of restrictions on food. So we started cooking. I started cooking for my family.
My mom and I, we just decided baking, and then we valued greatly the time we spent together.
The Jessie Cakes project grew, and as orders increased, so did their donations.
Well, we donate to the American Cancer, American Kidney, disabled war veterans, and children hospitals for research and even the elderly.
For such a young individual, it's easy to quickly question just where this compassion came from. For Jessica, it all started early.
I went to soup kitchens when I was 7 or 8, and well, it was all very confusing at first because, you know, at home and when you're at school, you don't see these things. And when you're out there, you just see how the other side of the world lives, and it's darker.
It brought a whole new meaning to her life, an impact that will stay with her forever.
And this is just how you can help, you can give someone love, let someone know that you care about them.
A passion that's leading Jessica to encourage even her peers to find their own ways to move into action.
You don't only have to do this by baking or cleaning, recycling. Express yourself through what you love doing.
It's moments like the ones Jessica experienced early in her life that remind us to make the best out of the life we're given. That there's always a way to share faith through acts of kindness.
And you know, I have one life. I'm gonna do the best I can to fulfill it. When that in my last moment, I won't regret anything.
With such a meaningful start, it's hard to imagine just where Jessica and Josie will take the Jessie Cakes project next. All that's known is that it's forward.
you or someone else you know has a unique story just like Jessica's, let us know. We'd like to see you in action, and we may even feature your stories right here on our show. You might just move someone else into action. We hope the stories you've seen and the people you've met have inspired you to give, in big or small ways. It's deeply rewarding to know just what a difference you can make in someone else's life. So remember, whenever you possibly can, do good to those who need it. Thanks for watching. I'm Lois Paula. We'll see you next time right here on the INC Giving Show.